Hi, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to talk about how self-worth, self-esteem, and self-love factors into healing, right? And how it plays a major role on your healing journey, okay? So the first one is self-esteem, which is the confidence in one's own worth and abilities, right? Which makes sense, right? We feel good about ourselves when we know that we can do whatever we set to do, right? That's confidence. We say, you know what, I have enough skills and knowledge and I'm confident enough that I can do this and achieve this, right? That's my self-esteem, right? And when we do things and we succeed at them, and maybe not even succeeding success can be defined, we can define success for ourselves as well as the external environment can define success. So we'll kind of leave that for a moment, but just our confidence in ourselves that we can do what we need to do for ourselves, and we have a history, right, of doing things and being successful at it, right? That builds our confidence and our self-esteem, right? So now the other one, which is the one that I love and I think is one of them, it's important on the healing journey, is self-worth, which is your opinion of yourself and the value that you place on yourself. Yeah, it's the opinion of yourself and the value that you place on yourself. So confidence is just within us, right? We say, okay, I have the confidence, I can set out to do this, I know I can do it, and I go out in the world confident that I can handle whatever I need to handle because I have a history that supports me in having that confidence, right? The self-worth is, the value that you place on yourself. You know you can do things, right? That's the confidence. But the value that you place on yourself and the opinion that you have of yourself. Now, that one is huge. That one's really huge because that factors into so many different things, right? It factors into whether and self-esteem does as well, but it factors into whether we will try something or even attempt something, right? Or the value we place on ourselves is going to determine what type of relationships we get into, right? And that's huge. That's a really, really big one, my opinion, because if we don't think we're worthy or that we have value, I mean, we might have confidence, right, that we can do things, oh, we could do this and do that, but if we don't think we're worthy and have value, we will attract towards us relationships that are going to reinforce that lack of worth, right? So that one's really big. That one's really big. And the spiritual approach to that, if you will, is that we are worthy because we exist. Because we were created and we're here, we're worthy. We don't have to do anything to prove our worth. Of course, the ego, and in our 3D experience, where people are in their egos and competing and who's right and who's wrong and sports, who wins, who loses, all that kind of stuff. That's all ego-based, human, like 3D type of stuff. But spiritually, we're all equal. We're all made from love, right? And we all have value just because we exist. We all have our purpose in this life. A lot of times we search for that purpose, right? To find out why am I here? What is my purpose? And if we look, we'll find little nuggets, I believe, along the way that reveal our purpose to us, right? We might not know, and maybe we're not supposed to know in some circumstances either. And I think our purpose is bigger than ourselves. Just as we're worthy divinely because we are here, we're worthy and we're valuable and we're lovable. That's the spiritual view of it, right? But we also have a bigger purpose in life that affects everyone around us, right? So anything that happens to us or for us not only affects us, it affects everyone around us. And, you know, it ripples out into the universe because we're all connected, right? We're all electromagnetic beings. We're all connected to each other. So we're impacted by not just what happens to us, but to what happens to those around us, right? So because of that fact, when we go out in love, if we have confidence in ourselves and we know that we're worthy because we were created, we're here, that's just it. No physical conditions, you know, weight, height, religion, skin color, nothing. Just being a human being and being on this earth is evidence of your worth, if you need the evidence, right? Or if you're questioning, you know, your value or your worth. That's where it comes from. And when we live from that place and we kind of shed the ego and separate ourselves from ego-based thoughts and experiences and interactions, when we come from that higher place, that higher vibration, a lot of the lower vibrational experiences, you know, with competition, ego, guilt, shame, you know, all those things, they will lessen and they kind of fall away because we're vibrating higher. We know our value because we all have value. We all have our worth, and we approach situations differently when we have some self-esteem, some self-worth, and then ultimately self-love, right? And self-love is valuing our own happiness, right? And knowing that we factor into the mix somewhere, right? It's easy to get into loving others and focusing on others and valuing maybe others' opinions of ourselves more than our own opinion of ourselves. That factors into this as well. So when we know that we're capable, we're able, we're worthy, and we matter, and our own love of ourselves and our own level of happiness is just as important as anyone else's. And it doesn't say that we're minimizing others or discarding or not valuing someone else and their love and worth. It's just knowing that our happiness matters too, right? And when we love ourselves, and this is an ego-based love where, you know, I'm better than you or this or that type of stuff. This is more about we all matter. Everyone's happiness matters, right? And there's obviously give and take in all these dynamics and situations. But the base premise is if we love ourselves and value ourselves and know our worth and our capabilities and recognize it, and we come from that place, we could put ourselves in more positive positions and experiences with other people that benefits everyone, right? When you come from that place, it's usually beneficial for everyone involved, not just the individual, right? And people can tell if you're coming from, if you accept yourself and love yourself and know your value and know your worth and value your happiness, not above anyone else's, but you're in the mix, right? I could say. People feel it. They know it. And then when you treat yourself with reverence, because that's really what it is. We're divine. We're all divine. And when we come from that place that we're divinity, we can see the divinity in ourselves and we can see it in others, right? And people feel that. They know that. And when you're at peace with yourself, because you've done the work, and there is some work because it isn't automatic, it's kind of a process, right? People will feel it from you because you're not in competition with them. You cheer on others, right? You raise others up. You recognize them. You value them. Um, People feel it. They know. They know if someone's coming from an ego-based place, right? Where we know if someone's trying to elbow other people, out of the way, if you will, or trying to one-up somebody or put somebody down to try to feel better about themselves, right? We all feel these things from each other, right? Because we are connected, because our emotions have a vibrational frequency to them. And when we are in love, it's a higher vibration. And we have love for ourselves just because we were created and we're worthy and we're here. And our happiness is just as important as anyone else's. We show up differently in life. We present differently to others in life. And we value others and the sanctity, really, of life overall, seeing the value in every living creature on this earth, not just humans and other people, and in everything that was formed for this earth, that planet, that we live on. We love nature, we love trees, we love the birds and the bees and all kinds of animals, right? And just the air we breathe and the sun, right? And it's big, it's huge, and it's Mother Earth. Mother Earth loves us, right? Because she provides all those things for us, and we see the love in that and can love those things as well. And when you get to that place after shedding the ego and doing some self-work, you can get to that place, and you live in that place. Like every day you live in that place and in that space, right? And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful place to be. And when you are vibrating like that and in that place and in that space, you handle situations differently, right? Someone who's in an ego-based place and is challenged by someone else, and their first instinct or response, and you see it a lot, is to like fight the other person or to prove, I'm worthy to them and prove my value to them. But when you vibrate higher and you do this work on yourself, you don't have to prove yourself to anybody, and you don't have to fight. If someone brings a fight to you, doesn't mean you have to fight back, right? And that's when you really evolve and you really expand and you really grow in love, right? For everybody and everything. I mean, people might challenge the motivation, but a lot of times it's from lack of understanding, and there's so many different forms of love. Obviously, this is universal divine love that we can share with everybody. It has nothing to do with personal gain, I'm going to do this in love and hopes that I get it back type of thing. When you just emanate love and vibrate at that higher vibration, people see it and they feel it. Like we've known people that have just embodied love, like example Mother Teresa, right? There's a lot of examples we could go into, but there's people that just know that love, emanate that love, and give that love, and everybody feels it. We're not perfect, right? Doesn't mean we're perfect. Doesn't mean we're not fallible. We're fallible. But when we see through that lens, that loving lens, it changes your whole life. It really does. It changes everything. So anyway, that's basically what I wanted to speak to today, and I hope it resonated with you, and I hope that it made an impact on you in some way. I'd love to hear your comments and feedback in the comments below. And if you're interested in learning more, feeling you need to heal, that you're stuck or have had experiences that you feel block you from healing and moving forward in your life, I'll leave my contact information, website, and everything in the description box below. And I'd love to meet with you and assist you on your healing journey, okay? Wishing everybody peace and love on your healing journey. Bye.